What is up, guys? It's your boy, Strand on Business Cactus, and today we are going to be showcasing a new best-in-slot weapon added into Destiny 2 within the final shape expansion. This is a weapon I've been using a ton since I was able to get it, and especially after crafting it, and my goodness, a lot more people should be using this thing as well. And so, let's get started. Now, the weapon in question is the Imminence, a new strand submachine gun that comes from the Salvation's Edge raid. And after I did a lot of edge runs, I was able to unlock this weapon to craft, and oh my goodness, this thing is phenomenal. Like I said, it's clearly a new best-in-slot weapon. I mean, let's just take a look quickly at its competition. There's not a lot of it, guys. There's only 2 other strand submachine guns in the entire game of Destiny 2. One is this NO OTHER submachine gun. Kind of the best perks you can get in the right column are either going to be Demo or what I have here, Hatchling. Again, it's kind of alright, doesn't see a ton of play. And then the other one was a PvP Phenom, the Immortal. I mean, again, for PvP, this thing took over the game, but it never really had that good of PvE rolls. Like, the best thing it could get, again, was Demolitionist in the right column. But now we have the Imminence, and oh my goodness, it has everything you want and more for a PvE God Roll. So taking a look at what it can actually get in the left column here, I mean, you have stuff like Perpetual Motion, or you also have Enlightened Action to speed up your reload, just make it a better gun overall. You could go with Slice if you want those strand synergies. You could go with Pugilist if you want to get more melees back, but what I went with was Demolitionist. Like we said, for the other 2 strand submachine guns, like, the best rolls we're talking about for PvE is Demo in the right column. This gets Demo in the left, which means that you can use this weapon, get a huge amount of extra grenade energy, and also you can combine it with a damage increasing perk in the right column, which is exactly what we're gonna do. But Demo right now, guys, is absolutely clapping cheeks out there in PvE. Like, oh my goodness, you can see in the background gameplay, I'm using the submachine gun with the Prismatic Warlock. The amount of ability regeneration that Prismatic can get, especially because of the new exotic class items. They have stuff like Heart of Inmost Light. That's what I have here. Heart of Inmost Light, where using an ability empowers and improves the regen of my other abilities. I am not even reloading this submachine gun. I am simply throwing grenades so often that that's how I'm reloading my weapon. That's the often forgotten about part of Demolitionist. When you use a grenade, it auto reloads your weapon. I am literally not even seeing the reload animation because I'm spamming so many grenades partially because of this weapon. It is crazy. Demo right now, cracked out of its mind, guys. Now, what are you combining that with? Well, in the right column, we can even ante up the ability regen even more with the new Strategist to get our class ability back more if you really want that. We have Hatchling for diving into those strand synergies. We even have Firefly, which is super rare to find here on an SMG. But then we have a bunch of ways to improve the damage. You know, we have Desperate Measures, we have Target Lock, we have Kill Clip. But what I'm going with is the raid exclusive perk, Chaos Reshaped. Only Salvation's Edge raid weapons can get this perk right now. Maybe we'll see it on other weapons in like a year from now, but this perk is insane. This is one of the best new weapon perks in the entire game without a doubt, because this is arguably way better Frenzy. Frenzy is already a fantastic perk. I mean, there's SMG God Rolls out there that include Frenzy. The submission right here with Subsistence Frenzy. With Frenzy, if you're in combat, it improves the damage, reload speed, handling. Hey, the Funnel Web, one of the most common and beloved SMGs in the game. The God Roll arguably includes Frenzy, right? So we know Frenzy's good, so having potentially better Frenzy is nuts. So what Chaos Reshaped does is that it activates in the same method as Frenzy. You just have to be in combat, which means you're dealing damage, you're taking damage, and as long as that's happening for around 12 seconds, which is the same activation time as Frenzy, you're going to get a damage bonus. but there's actually Chaos Reshaped ×1, and then if you're in combat for another 12 seconds, you get Chaos Reshaped ×2. And this is where things get absolutely bonkers, because for ×1, the damage increase, as you can see here, is 20%. That's already 5% better than what Frenzy offers. We're already off to a good start. And then if you get up to Chaos Reshaped ×2, you get a 35% damage increase. You're doing more damage than double Frenzy's damage. Oh, and also, you're going to be periodically pulsed with healing, as you can see. So, we do more than double the damage as Frenzy, and we get healing. That is a huge advantage. Of course, the trade-off is that we don't get that reload speed and the handling, but hey, honestly, that seems like a good trade-off to me. Importantly, again, a lot of the same characteristics as Frenzy are still here with Chaos Reshaped. You don't even need to have the weapon out to have it activate. You can be switching weapons all you want. You can be using your special weapon all you want. And then as long as you're in combat, you whip out the Imminence and you'll already have Chaos Reshaped activated. That is insane, because most other primary weapons can't do that. They have perks like Rampage, Kill Clip, and so on that depend on you having that weapon out and using that weapon and only that weapon to reap those advantages. But again, Chaos Reshaped, it is perfect for the natural playstyle of most people. Most people are not only using one weapon all the time, they're switching around. Oh, I gotta take out my heavy and deal with this champion. I'm gonna switch to my special and deal with this more powerful guy. Okay, now I have some red bars, I gotta finish them off with my primary. Guess what? It's already active, it's already boosting itself with a massive damage increase. That is extremely, extremely advantageous, and the healing is nice too. Now, it's not going to be as good as something like Heal Clip for sure, but it's as an added on benefit for already having one of the best damage increases in the game. 35% is a damage increase we don't often see. Adding on healing on top of that is super, super good. And so overall, you have this SMG, this package with the Imminence, with an extremely relevant left column perk, Demolitionist, super cracked right now, you know, with Prismatic, with anything. If you're playing a build, you probably want to be throwing your grenades. Your grenades are always good. Then you also have one of the new best damage perks we have seen in a long time with Chaos Reshaped, and the combination is just disgusting. Like, this is clearly the new best PvE strand submachine gun in the game. It might be the new best primary strand weapon in the entire game. Like, that's how good of a combo we're seeing here. That's how good it's going to fit into many builds, because often, you know, when I'm making a build, you have that one, if you're actually dedicated to strand, you have that strand fragment that is going to give unraveling rounds to strand weapons. I often don't have, you know, before I got the Imminence, I didn't have an excuse to use that because I wasn't using a strand weapon because they just weren't good enough. Not anymore. Because the Imminence is actual God tier. It is right up there with the Funnel Web, with the Submission, with the Callus Mini Tool, with the Ikilos SMG. Right now you may be saying, well, I'm going to use the Callus Mini Tool if I want to scorch guys with Incandescent. And you're absolutely right. Like, if you're using a solar or a prismatic build that wants scorches, you're going to use that. But that's another huge factor in why the Imminence is so desirable. Now you finally have a really, really solid strand SMG that you can put into a strand build, a prismatic build that has the opportunity to, you know, grant a strand weapon unraveling rounds, or, for example, it's a strand surge, right? Like, now you finally have a rock solid legendary strand primary weapon that you can use, like, in those cases. Now, there's other decent strand primaries. I really think the Imminence is vying for the top slot here. Like, it is crazy. But it does have, admittedly, one big weak point, and that weak point is a pretty meh origin trait. Collective Purpose is going to boost your range and handling when your allies. I mean, it's all right. Like, it's really nothing amazing. It does come up even in, like, the seasonal activity. You're randomly going to be near your teammates. You're going to get a little boost in range. It's nice, but it's nothing crazy. But overall, still, if you have the chance to craft or get the Imminence, it is well worth it. This thing is incredible and absolutely a new best-in-slot strand submachine gun. One of the new best strand primaries in the game, period. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. found it informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus, that is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.